In the last couple of years, there's been a complete shift in the definition of the word nostalgia. I look online and it truly feels like we have appropriated the word to mean something good when it does not mean something good. Most people these days, when they talk about nostalgia, they're referring to liking old music and stuff like that. But the true definition of nostalgia is a wistful longing for the past. It is an elderly man wishing he could relive his life because he's at the end of it. It is someone struggling deeply with loss, and they would give anything to have a person come back or to go back to a time when they were alive. Those are, of course, intense forms of nostalgia, but it can also be you just moved houses and you miss your childhood bedroom. The bottom line is it is generally a negative and sad feeling. I'm gonna move, man. It's so hot. I don't even know if I was in the shot that whole time. True nostalgia does express itself in the ways that people tend to talk about nostalgia, like playing old video games or listening to old music. That is a byproduct of missing the past. And doing those things can help alleviate that pain, such as watching an old movie can almost make you feel like you're back where you were when you first saw it. But what I see when I look online is people doing the opposite. They're watching old movies and they're listening to old music and doing all of this nostalgic stuff to actually bring on the feeling of nostalgia. It feels like a generation of people so disinterested with the present that they actively seek the feeling of pain for the past. There's boats, there's planes, there's just everything right now. Everywhere I look, I see people complaining that this year is the way it is, and a couple years ago was so much better. And while I'm not going to disagree that things aren't always great in the world, it doesn't really matter, because people will still be nostalgic for the worst times. There's literally a car passing, a boat, and a plane all happening right now. 2020 was a historically bad year for so many people. I truly didn't see a single person say that it was good. Is now a year that I see people missing online. Man, I miss 2020. I miss when these shows were popular. I miss when this stuff was going on online. There was just a vibe in the air. So my question is, what happened from 2020 to now to make people think that it was a good year? Well, the answer is it was the present and people didn't like it. And now it's the past, so people do. And trust me, you may think that right now is a horrible time, but wait a couple years and you will find something to feel nostalgic about, no matter how bad or good it really is. I can guarantee you that if you fast forward 20 years or so from now and all of the big companies use different art styles, the people now who miss the 2007 Frutiger Arrow style of web design are gonna miss this minimalistic corporate art style. This is because we're always using this fake nostalgia to bait each other into hating the present. I cannot stand those videos you see on Reels or TikTok or Shorts where it's a guy who's like, "Bro, in 5 months, this song will be 5 years old." What song? Ooh, I'm blinded by the light. That stuff is a constant echo chamber of hatred for the present and romanticizing the past, and it hurts people. Because these days, while people treat nostalgia like it is inherently a good thing, the effects of it are still negative. The reason I think this message is important is because I'm saying it to myself. This is something I do too. It's something that everyone does. The time in my life that I'd say I truly feel the most nostalgic for is 2015, 2016. I was just about going into middle school. I didn't have social media. That was the last time I can truly feel like I was just a kid, totally carefree, all of that stuff. I feel like I can smell the air of 2015. And in small doses, remembering those old days and feeling nostalgic for them can be good. It can connect you to your childhood memories, and it can remind you of who you are. That is a true statement. It just felt silly coming out. But to constantly sit and think that today is missing something that was there back then is not going to be helpful for anyone. I'm standing outside right now, and the truth is, these trees grow in the exact same way they did 10 years ago. The sky is still blue, and the earth is the same. The only thing that changed was me and where I am and my situation, and that's okay. It's going to change some more. There's nothing different in the air. You miss those times, and you're gonna miss this time too some years from now. Now, you might be hearing all of this and saying, but times are really bad right now. Like, things are terrible right now. Things were genuinely better a couple years ago. And I get it. There are times where life is really bad, but living in the past is not going to do anything. Like I did just say, having good memories of old times is a good thing. That's not a problem. But living in the past is the problem. And there are armies of people online trying to suck everyone else in to living in the past when the present is where we should be. If times are really bad right now, first of all, sorry about that. Second of all, you need to move forward. Nostalgia will come in waves, but treating it like it's a cute, vibey thing is going to keep you stuck. Nostalgia, while it can help make sense of tough times, is not going to help you. It is not cute, it is bad. The groups of people that constantly romanticize the past in this way, there's a lot of overlap with the groups of people who feel like they're stuck in life. And that is because we're giving into that echo chamber, this idea that the past was always better. It gives people this idea that the grass is always greener on the other side, and the other side is one behind us that we can never return to. The reason this is a problem is because it is not true at all. Some things were better in the past, but some things were worse as well. Some things in the future will be worse than they are today, but some other things will be a lot better. And when it's the present, we focus on the things that are worse, but when it's the past, we focus on the things that were better. In 2020, so many people were depressed and thought that the world was ending, but now they wish they could go back. And that's because there were good things in 2020 and they just didn't appreciate them then, and now they're looking back and retroactively appreciating them. So my goal with this Death to Nostalgia is to get you to appreciate today. As silly as it may sound, if 5 years from now you're going to find something to appreciate about today, why not just appreciate it now? Don't wait until this is in the past to look back and feel the real pain of nostalgia. Appreciate it now and be happy you did. So let's stop treating nostalgia like it's a good thing, because I think the last thing all of us want is to, many years from now, look back and realize that we were so caught up living in the past that we never made a present. Thank you for watching.